As a project coordinator for PWC, I'm on site every day to make sure that utilities are going in the ground in accordance with all of our standards and making sure the impact is minimized to all the residents. PWC hires the contractors based on bid process, and we try to do the best we can to ensure that the contractors that we hire are capable and will do a good job for us. The residents will notice the design engineers' survey crews out and about different locations, staking and doing the basic layout for the sewer installation. Once that's accomplished, the contractors will mobilize, and one of the first things the residents will see construction-wise is asphalt being milled up in the middle of the streets. Shortly behind that, the excavation equipment will be on site, and they'll see the pipe operation coming down the street. There will be clearing operations going on all the easements that are not in areas where the asphalt is involved. And the people that are involved in that probably already know, because PWC has acquired easements from them. And they'll be cleared and grubbed, and the sewer installation will come behind that. During the construction, it's possible that your mailbox may be removed if it's in the way, but it will be restored daily if it has to be removed more than once. Or if it gets damaged, of course, it'll be replaced. Restoration will not take place until after all the pipe is in the ground and it's been tested and everything, so we know we're finished digging, then we'll start restoration. During construction, the pipe operation will usually consist of about one city block. The street will be closed on both ends of that area, and residents who are affected by that area will be given an opportunity to get in and out of their property first thing in the morning, and of course we should be out of the way by the time they get home. And we try to coordinate any inconvenience to those people throughout the day. If emergency happens, we get them back in. Emergency access and all the usual services are maintained through city traffic services. That city traffic is notified every day of where we're working, what areas of the street are closed, and all emergency services and city services are notified so that they can plan their routes accordingly. And if a particular resident has any special needs or anything, they can contact the project coordinator in the field or call PWC's office, and they will communicate to the project coordinator whatever those needs are, and we will work with the contractor to make sure those needs are met. Typically, the area that's impacted is usually no more than 1 or 2 days in front of an individual parcel. It usually will take it could take a week, it could take 2 weeks to go that city block, so you will be impacted maybe a week, maybe a little longer. Some of these areas have 20-foot deep excavations, and that takes a long time. At the end of each day, all the trenches that will be backfilled and the streets will be passable. The residents will probably see about 4 or 5 different excavation operations. When the main line goes in, that's the first round, and that's usually the worst. The sewer main is typically the deepest of all the utilities, so we will be digging around, under and around all the other utilities that currently exist. It is very possible at any time there could be service interruptions on any of the other utilities, but they will be restored as quickly as possible. And close behind those will be the service installations, and that's when they'll be digging in their yard areas and the streets. After all the utilities are in the ground, there's a number of tests that have to be done. So they'll see little smaller excavations done, and that's what that is compaction testing, to make sure the soil is compacted and the streets aren't going to fail. And once that's done, we do a series of tests on the pipe itself, and if we don't have any bad luck, then we're done. But if we happen to have some repair work that has to be done, there will be some more excavation and repairs being made. But typically you see about 3 or 4 different excavation operations. Once all the excavation has been completed, the contractor will come in and and pave the streets. All the areas that's been disturbed will be patched back in accordance with all the city standards. Prior to the crew getting in front of your property, you'll see a paint mark out on the curb. It's a location for your sewer clean out. Once construction has started, you'll actually see 2 stakes driven up in your yard. One will be a center line, one will be an offset. The center line stake is where your clean out is designed to go. And if you look at that and you're not happy with it, if you can call PWC before your sewer lateral gets put in, we can make adjustments as necessary to get it where you would like to have it. PWC will be installing the sewer lateral to 18 inches inside the right-of-way. There will be a clean-out stack that you'll see standing in your front yard, and it'll be stubbed up about 2 feet above ground until all the testing and everything is completed, and then it'll be cut down and buried and you won't see it again. And that'll be the location where your responsibility will be to come from your home out to that location to tie your plumbing in. Typically, the construction projects last about 9 months to a year, depending on the size. We try to maintain no more than a year. During construction, it's very possible you'll see equipment parked along the right-of-way, and the equipment should be moved daily. It should not be impeding your driveway or inconveniencing you in any way. If damage is done to your lawn area, it'll be restored before we accept the project. It's the goal of PWC to get these utilities installed in accordance with all the standards and guidelines with the very minimum impact to the residents, and get them in safely and do a nice, neat job. And during this process, if you ever have concerns or issues or anything at all, please don't hesitate to call PWC's hotline or contact the project coordinator that's on site to get them addressed as quick as possible.